The slow blink your cat gives you isn't just a sign they're relaxed. It's one of the most physiologically costly trust signals in the entire animal kingdom. When your cat holds your gaze and then lets their eyelids fall slowly, deliberately, they are temporarily disabling the system that keeps them alive in the wild. Their primary visual threat detection goes offline. For 1.5 to 3 seconds, they cannot assess movement, cannot gauge distance, cannot prepare to flee. They have chosen, consciously, to go momentarily blind in your presence. That's not affection. That's a decision made against every survival instinct they carry. And it's one of 10 things your cat has probably already offered you this week without you fully understanding what was actually happening. Most people think they know when their cat trusts them. They look for purring, they look for lap sitting, they look for the obvious visible stuff, and they miss almost everything because the real signs of feline trust, the ones that animal behaviorists actually measure, the ones that evolved over thousands of years of cat-human coexistence, they're quiet, they're small, they happen at the edge of your awareness, in the places you've stopped looking, and most owners go their cat's entire life without recognizing half of them. Here's something I want you to hold on to as we go through this. There's one behavior on this list that your cat performs while they're completely unconscious, and it might be the clearest declaration of love they're capable of making. We'll get to it. But first, you need to understand something that changes how you see everything your cat does around you. Most owners assume that if their cat isn't hiding or hissing, they're trusted. That the absence of fear equals trust. But that's not how cats work. A cat that has stopped being afraid of you has not necessarily begun to love you. Those are two entirely different thresholds. Cats are not simply fearless when they trust. They become willing to be vulnerable. And vulnerability, for a creature that evolves simultaneously as predator and prey, is not a small thing. It is everything. Every behavior on this list is a form of vulnerability your cat has chosen to offer you. The question is whether you've been recognizing it when it arrived. 1. The slow blink and what your cat is actually risking every single time they give it to you. Before I tell you what researchers found, here's the part nobody talks about. The slow blink is not passive. It is not your cat zoning out. A 2002 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science confirmed that slow blinking creates a measurable reduction in physiological tension between cats and humans, and that cats return the gesture significantly more often to familiar, trusted individuals than to strangers. But the mechanism behind it is what most people miss entirely. In the wild, a cat that closes its eyes in the presence of another creature is making a calculated survival risk. Their visual field goes dark. Movement cannot be tracked. Escape routes cannot be monitored. For an animal that evolved to be hyper-aware of everything in its environment at all times, closing their eyes voluntarily, even for 2 or 3 seconds, is a significant act. To your cat, every slow blink they've ever directed at you was a small act of courage, a deliberate lowering of the guard, an offering. Most owners smile when they see it and think, my cat is sleepy. What's actually happening is your cat is saying, in the clearest language they have, I trust you enough to be defenseless right now. The next time it happens, try responding. Soften your gaze. Blink back, slowly. Most owners who do this for the first time report that their cat holds the moment a beat longer than usual, as if they felt the answer. That's not coincidence. That's two beings communicating in a language that doesn't need words. 2. Following you from room to room. Here's what most people have never stopped to consider. Your cat has no biological obligation to be near you. Unlike dogs, who are hardwired through tens of thousands of years of pack-based evolution to seek proximity with their social group, cats are fundamentally solitary hunters. Proximity is never a default for them. It is always a choice. So when your cat trails after you, when you hear those soft, unhurried footsteps behind you in the hallway, when you turn around and find them watching from the doorway of whatever room you've moved into, that is not habit. That is not boredom. That is an active, repeated, conscious decision to be near you. A 2019 study from Oregon State University found that the majority of cats, when given a choice between food, scent, toys, and human social interaction, preferred human contact. Most owners assume their cats are indifferent to them. Most cats are simply waiting for their owner to notice they've been showing up. Even the cats who stay just at the edge of the room, perched at the threshold, watching without coming closer, are doing something meaningful. They're not excluded, they're present. They're choosing to exist within your orbit. In cat language, that proximity is a statement. It says, "You are part of my world. You are safe. I would rather be near you than not." 3. Exposing their belly, and what most owners get completely wrong about it. Stay with me here, because there's a version of this that the majority of cat owners misread, and it costs them a connection they didn't know they were losing. The belly of a cat is where all their vital organs are located. Kidneys, liver, intestines. Everything that keeps them alive sits just beneath that soft, exposed fur. In the wild, an injury to the abdomen is catastrophic. Cats guard this area instinctively, reflexively, without needing to think about it. So when your cat rolls onto their back, belly facing upward, in your presence, especially when they begin to fall asleep in that position, they are not inviting a belly rub. They are doing something far more significant. They are displaying the single most vulnerable part of their body and then relaxing into it. Without tension, without scanning for threat. They are showing you the place they would normally protect with every reflex they have and choosing to be at peace there. Most owners who see this reach forward to pet it and get a swift, sharp reaction in return, and they assume their cat is temperamental or playing a trick. But here's what actually happened. The cat was offering trust. The grab was an interruption of a deeply private moment. What they were actually communicating was, "I am safe here. You can watch over me, not handle me here." The difference between those two things matters more than most people realize, and most owners never learn it. To your cat, rolling belly up near you is a declaration of peace. Next time, try simply sitting with it. Don't reach, just witness. See what your cat does when they feel fully seen without being grabbed. Some will stay there for minutes. Some will look up at you with slow, half-closed eyes. That's the conversation they've been trying to have with you. And if this is making you see your cat differently, if you're realizing they've been communicating things you didn't have the language for yet, hit subscribe. More cat owners need to understand what their cats have been trying to tell them, and sharing this channel is the best way to make that happen. 4. Grooming you and the category they've placed you in. Here's where it gets really interesting. Among cats, grooming another individual, a behavior called allo-grooming, is reserved exclusively for social companions. Cats do not groom strangers. They do not groom individuals they haven't fully accepted into their inner circle. A 2016 study from the University of Southampton found that allo-grooming in cats was almost entirely initiated toward individuals with whom the cat had a long-standing, close social bond. When your cat licks your hand, your hair, the bridge of your nose, they are not cleaning you. They are placing you in the same category as their most trusted companions. They're treating you the way they would treat a family member. In cat language, this is one of the highest honors they can offer, and most owners dismiss it as a quirk. The part that stays with me most is this. No cat was taught to do this by another cat. It isn't a learned behavior. It's instinctive, spontaneous, and it only emerges once a human has crossed a specific threshold in a cat's internal social world, from safe presence to chosen companion. Even if your cat doesn't lick you directly, watch whether they groom themselves in your lap, at your feet, right alongside you. Self-grooming requires a neurological state of relaxation so complete that the cat has stopped actively monitoring for threat. They are self-soothing in your presence. You are not just tolerated. You are the reason they feel calm enough to let go. I want to introduce something here that's going to become important as we move forward. Think about a cat who arrives in a new home, terrified, flat against the floor, hiding behind the washing machine for days, won't eat in front of anyone, won't make eye contact. The owner sits on the floor nearby, quietly, not reaching, not grabbing, just present. And day after day, nothing seems to change. Hold that image, because what finally breaks through that silence connects directly to what's coming at the end of this list. 5. The vocalizations your cat has developed just for you. Here's something most people genuinely don't know. Cats don't meow at other cats. The full vocalization, that long, rising and falling sound, is a communication system that develops specifically in the context of human relationships. Adult cats in feral colonies use body language, scent, and the occasional hiss. They do not meow at each other. Meowing is something domesticated cats developed over thousands of years of living alongside us as a tool for speaking to humans specifically. And within that tool, your cat has built a personal dialect that belongs to your relationship alone. The meow they use when they want food is not the same as the sound they make when they walk into the room where you're sitting and find you there. The short chirping trill they give when they land next to you on the couch. The quiet, questioning sound they direct at you when your eyes meet across the room. These are different sounds with different meanings. The food meow is transactional. The soft chirp when you sit down is relational. That's your cat initiating contact for no practical reason at all, simply because they wanted to connect. Most owners hear these sounds and think nothing of them. But here's what you've been missing. Every soft, unprompted vocalization your cat has directed at you was them starting a conversation. They were reaching across the space between you. And if you didn't respond, if you were distracted, if you glanced over and went back to your screen, they noticed. And they tried again later. Cats who trust deeply often develop sounds that serve no function except to maintain connection. A murmured exhale when you settle in for the evening. A low trill the moment you come into view. These are not requests. They are affirmations. Your cat is saying, I see you. I'm here. We're still together. 6. Falling into deep sleep near you out in the open. In the wild, sleep is vulnerability. A sleeping cat is an exposed cat. So the where and how of a cat's sleep tells you almost everything about how safe they feel. Anxious cats sleep tucked away in closets, under beds, wedged behind furniture curled tightly, one sense always half engaged, ready to snap awake. A cat who deeply trusts you sleeps completely differently. They'll stretch out in the middle of the room, body fully loose, legs extended in every direction. They'll enter REM sleep, twitching, murmuring, eyes moving rapidly beneath their lids, in places where you can see them, move around them, make noise near them. REM sleep requires the nervous system to be in a state of such complete perceived safety that the brain is willing to go fully offline. You cannot trick a cat's nervous system into this. A cat does not decide consciously to sleep deeply near you. Their body decides. And their body only decides that if your presence has become, on a neurological level, a signal of absolute safety. Think about what it means that your cat has conditioned their own nervous system to associate you with the feeling of being protected. They didn't choose to do that deliberately. Their body did it for them, based on years of accumulated evidence that you provided without even knowing you were providing it. 7. The headbutt and the scent map they're building around you. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, their forehead, the base of their ears, and along their chin. When your cat presses their face into you, whether it's a full headbutt, a long cheek rub along your forearm, or a quiet nose touch to your temple, they are depositing their scent onto you. This behavior is called bunting. And in the feline world, it is not casual. Among cats, bunting is how close companions build a shared scent profile. When two cats carry the same scent, it signals alliance, belonging, safety, shared identity. When your cat bunts against you, they are making you smell like them. They are folding you into their scent map of trusted, familiar beings. They are doing something that, in a feral colony, would only ever happen between cats who had fully accepted each other as part of the same social unit. Your cat is not headbutting you because they want attention. To your cat, this is an act of inclusion. They are marking you as a member of their group, not a possession, a companion, someone they have deliberately, instinctively chosen to bring inside the circle of those who belong to them. Most cat owners who understand this say it changes how headbutts feel entirely. It stops feeling like a cute behavior and starts feeling like what it actually is, a formal welcome, every single time. 8. Sitting beside you without asking for anything at all. This one is easy to miss. It doesn't look like much. And that's exactly why most owners overlook it entirely. Your cat walks into the room, jumps up next to you, and simply stays. They're not meowing. They're not pawing. They're not climbing into your lap. They're not demanding to be petted. They're just there, alongside you, quiet, present. Behavior researchers call this affiliative proximity voluntary closeness that serves no practical function except the maintenance of social connection. And in the feline world, it is one of the most meaningful behaviors there is. Here's the thing. A cat who merely tolerates you does not do this. A cat who is performing affection to get something does not do this, because this has no payoff. There is no food coming, there is no warmth being gained, there is nothing to perform. They are simply choosing your presence because your presence is where they want to be. Most cat owners spend years waiting for some dramatic gesture of affection, some clear, undeniable sign that their cat loves them. And the whole time, the sign has been happening quietly, right next to them, every evening. The cat who sits beside you without asking for anything has already told you everything. 9. Placing a paw on you while they sleep. Remember earlier when I said there's one behavior your cat does while they're completely unconscious, and it might be the clearest declaration of love they're capable of making? This is it. When your sleeping cat reaches out and rests a paw on you against your leg, across your hand, along the length of your forearm, something very specific is happening that most owners never fully understand. A resting cat with one paw extended and touching another being has reduced their ability to launch in any direction by approximately 50%. Their weight distribution is altered, their escape geometry is compromised. Think about what that means for a creature that evolved to be perpetually ready to flee. Even in sleep, even while unconscious, even while their conscious mind is entirely offline, their nervous system chose contact over the full preservation of their own escape capability. They gave up half their survival margin to stay touching you. Their body did that, not their brain. Their body, operating on pure instinct in the deepest possible sleep, chose you. This is where I want to return to the rescue cat I mentioned earlier, the one who spent weeks pressed flat against the floor, hiding, refusing to eat in the open. The owner who sat nearby, day after day, without pushing, without grabbing, without forcing any of it, just present, just patient, just there. And then one morning, weeks in, they woke up and felt something small and warm against their ankle. The cat had come out in the night, crossed the room in the dark, and fallen asleep with one paw resting against them. No announcement, no build-up, no dramatic moment, just a paw, on skin, warm and still. That was the breakthrough. Not the first time the cat ate near them, not the first meow, not the first moment the cat stopped running. It was the paw. Because that's what trust looks like when it finally arrives in a creature who had every reason never to offer it. It doesn't arrive with fanfare. It arrives in the quiet of the night, in the smallest possible gesture, from a body that decided below the level of thought that this is where it's safe. This is where I stay. A paw that says, I chose to remain close even when I didn't have to. Even when I was too asleep to decide, my body chose you. And that is what every slow blink, every soft trill, every parallel sit, every sleepy belly exposure has been building toward. That paw is the answer to years of question your cat has been quietly asking. Can I trust this? Is this safe? Is this mine? And the paw is them finally, fully answering yes. 10. The morning greeting, the daily reaffirmation you've probably stopped noticing. Here's what most owners don't realize about the way their cat greets them each morning. It isn't just habit. It isn't just hunger. When your cat meets you at the bedroom door, or trips and stretches the moment they hear you stir, or immediately presses against your legs the second you're upright, they are beginning their day by reaffirming their bond with the most important being in their world. In feral cat colonies, morning social behaviors, mutual grooming, proximity seeking, scent exchange, are the rituals that re-establish the group's sense of cohesion after the vulnerability of the night. Your cat in your home is doing the same thing every single morning. They are saying, the night passed, we're both still here, we're still together. For a creature whose ancestors survived by staying acutely aware of who was present and who was not, the morning confirmation of your existence is not a small ritual, it is a daily act of love. Every morning that your cat greets you, even if it's just one chirp, even if it's just a single rub against your leg on the way to their bowl, they are choosing to start their day by touching base with you, because you are their anchor, their signal of safety, their home. Here's the truth about cats and trust. They do not give it quickly. They do not give it easily. They do not give it to everyone. Every behavior on this list, the slow blinks, the shadowing, the belly turn upward in peace, the paw resting on you in the dark, took time, took consistency, took you showing up in ways your cat could learn to count on without you even knowing you were being counted. You didn't have to be perfect. You just had to be present, and your cat noticed. They measured you. They built a portrait of you inside their brain, layer by layer, day by day, and that portrait said, "This one is safe. This one can be trusted. This one is mine." And then they told you, in every small, quiet, almost invisible way they know how. The question was never whether your cat loved you. The question was only whether you were fluent enough yet to hear it. Now you are.